pathetic sentiment or Karuna Rasa arises from the dominant state of sorrow. It grows from determinants such as affliction under a curse, separation from dear ones, loss of wealth, death, captivity, flight from one's own place, dangerous accidents, or any other misfortune. This is to be represented on the stage by means of consequence such as shedding tears, lamentation, dryness of the mouth, change of color, drooping limbs, being out of breath, loss of memory, and the like. Transitory states connected with it are indifference, languor, anxiety, yearning, excitement, delusion, fainting, sadness, dejection, illness, inactivity, insanity, epilepsy, fear, indolence, death, paralysis, tremor, change of color, weeping, loss of voice, and the like. The pathetic sentiment arises from seeing the death of a beloved person or from hearing something very unpleasant, and these are its determinants. This is to be represented on the stage by consequences like weeping loudly, fainting, lamenting, and bewailing, exerting the body or striking it. The furious or the Raudra sentiment has as its basis the dominant state of anger. It owes its origin of Rakshasas, Danavas, and haughty men, and is caused by fights. This is created by determinants such as anger, rape, abuse, insult, untrue allegation, exorcising, threatening, revengefulness, jealousy, and the like. Its actions are beating, breaking, crushing, cutting, piercing, taking up arms, hurling of missiles, fighting, drawing of blood, and similar other deeds. This is to be represented on the stage by means of consequence such as red eyes, knitting of eyebrows, defiance, biting of the lips, movement of the cheeks, pressing one hand with the other, and the like. Transitory states in it are presence of mind, determination, energy, indignation, restlessness, fury, perspiration, trembling, horripilation, choking voice, and the like. The furious sentiment is created by striking, cutting, mutilation, and piercing in fights, and tumult of the battle, and the like. It should be represented on the stage by special acts such as the release of many missiles, cutting off the head, the trunk, and the arms. Such is the furious sentiment viewed by experts. It is full of conflict of arms, and in it words, movements, and deeds are terrible and fearful. The heroic or Vira sentiment relates to the superior type of persons and has energy as its basis. This is created by determinants such as presence of mind, perseverance, diplomacy, discipline, military strength, aggressiveness, reputation of might, influence, and the like. It is to be represented on the stage by consequences such as firmness, patience, heroism, charity, diplomacy, and the like. Transitory states in it are contentment, judgment, pride, agitation, energy, ferocity, indignation, remembrance, horripilation, and the like. The heroic sentiment arises from energy, perseverance, optimism, absence of surprise, and presence of mind, and such other special conditions of the spirit. The heroistic sentiment is to be properly represented on the stage by firmness, patience, heroistic pride, energy, aggressiveness, influence, and censuring words. The terrible or Bhayanka sentiment has as its basis the dominant state of fear. This is created by determinants like hideous noise, sight of ghost, panic and anxiety due to jackals and owls, staying in an empty house or forest, sight of death or captivity of dear ones, or news of it, or discussion about it. It is to be represented on the stage by consequence such as trembling of the hands and the feet, horripilation, change of color, and loss of voice. Its transitory states are paralysis, perspiration, choking voice, horripilation, trembling, loss of voice, change of color, fear, stupefaction, dejection, agitation, restlessness, inactivity, fear, epilepsy, and death, and the like. The terrible sentiment is created by hideous noise, sight of ghost, battle, entering an empty house or forest, offending one's the king. Terror is characterized by looseness of the limbs, the mouth and the eyes, paralysis of the thighs, looking around with uneasiness, dryness of the drooping mouth, palpitation of the heart, and horripilation. This is the character of natural fear. The artificially shown fear also should be represented by these conditions. But in case of the feigned fear, all efforts for its representation should be milder. This terrible sentiment should be always represented by tremor of the hands and the feet, paralysis, shaking of the body, palpitation of the heart, dryness of the lips, the mouth, the palate, and the throat. The odious or Bibhatsa sentiment has as its basis the dominant state of disgust. It is created by determinants like hearing of unpleasant, offensive, impure, and harmful things, or seeing them or discussing them. It is to be represented on the stage by consequences such as stopping the movement of all the limbs, narrowing down of the mouth, vomiting, spitting, shaking the limbs in disgust, and the like. Transitory states in it are epilepsy, delusion, agitation, fainting, sickness, death, and the like. The odious sentiment arises in many ways from disgusting sight, taste, smell, touch, and sound which uneasiness cause. This is to be represented on the stage by narrowing down the mouth and the eyes, covering the nose, bending down the head, and walking imperceptibly. The marvelous or Advuta sentiment has as its basis the dominant state of astonishment. It is created by determinants such as sight of heavenly beings or events, attainment of desired objects, entrance into a superior mansion, temple, audience hall, a 7-storied palace, and illusory and magical acts. It is to be represented on the stage by consequences such as wide opening of eyes, looking with fixed gaze, horripilation, tears of joy, perspiration, joy, tears, uttering words of approbation, making gifts, crying incessantly, waving of the end of the dhoti or sari, and movement of the fingers, and the like transitory states. In it are weeping, paralysis, perspiration, choking voice, horripilation, agitation, hurry, inactivity, death, and the like. The marvelous sentiment is that which arises from words, character, deed, and personal beauty. This is to be represented on the stage by a gesture of feeling, sweet smell, joyful shaking of limbs, and uttering of ha, ha, sounds, speaking words of approbation, tremor, choking voice, perspiration, and the like. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, then also you can share your comments with us. You can share your feedbacks as well. And we will meet again in another chapter of Natyashastra. Till then, Namaste.